Hi everyone, Christina here. In this video, well, I'm going to show you how I'm setting up my Dr. P.H. Martin's liquid watercolor palette. I've actually seen quite a few illustrators and calligraphers and brush lettering artists using these watercolors on Instagram. And I always wondered what was the draw about them, like why would they need them? And the more I saw them use them, and even in short little video clips, I was like, I need these. I have so many different watercolor mediums. At this point, it's like, what's one more? You know, like I just love them so much. So, and this is so different from something I already have. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up. This is the set number 1, and these are their Hydrus colors. I had to look into it. They have 2 different types of liquid watercolors. They have Hydrus and they have Radiant. And apparently the Hydrus line is an artist grade watercolor that is light fast, so it's not going to fade or not fade as much as some other watercolors might. Speaking of that, the Radiant line is not color fast or light fast, but I have heard the difference is that the Radiant line sometimes has a little bit more brightness to it, a little more translucency. So you can still achieve that with these by watering them down, I believe, but that's kind of the difference between the two. I didn't see much of a price difference between them, and I decided to just go for the Hydrus ones since, you know, if I end up doing some calligraphy projects or brush lettering projects that call for something more archival or something that's going to last a long time, I will have wanted to use the Hydrus line all along for that. Okay, so it has 12 colors, and I can get this lid off. There we go, 12 colors, and that's a pretty color. And they have like a little dropper. They really remind me of just regular calligraphy inks, but of course these are really hydrated pigments. There's even a white, which is nice, so I guess that's more of an opaque. Lots of colors. So I was wondering, I'm like, how do you keep track of these? Okay, so it comes in this tray, and I've heard that a lot of people, or not a lot, but you can use this as your palette. You can mix the colors within the tray, but I'm actually just going to use it as a storing medium. Oh, and here you go. Here's some instructions from them. There's actually a video for this picture on YouTube with the artist painting this. I think it's the exact picture. So if you want to check that out on YouTube, you can. Anyway, so I'm going to be using this as storage of the larger bottles because I'm going to put it into a little palette that I can use them all together, and it's going to be a little bit easier to do lettering and things like that because I won't have to deal with the eyedroppers anymore. Okay, so this was a tip that I found on Instagram. People were putting their liquid watercolors in ice cube trays. I thought that was really interesting. I found this particular one that it's airtight and it has sides that clip. So it's really going to keep everything really nice inside. And the likelihood of the colors mixing between the wells is rather low unless you start tipping it quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is, the thing that's nice is you can kind of see the colors. So I'm going to kind of get them in the order. I think I'm going to do, because there's 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7, so there's 21 wells. 5 and 5. I don't think I want to use these corner ones, so I think I'm going to do 5, 5, and then 2. So I'm going to put them in like this. So 5, and then I'll do green, blue, purple, brown, and then I'll put black and white. So that's my color order. And I'll need to remember that color order when I make my little swatch paper that I'm going to keep on the lid of the ice cube tray. So I'm just going to open this up, and using the dropper tool, I'm just dropping in I think I'll do like maybe 4 or 5. There we go. That might even be too much because it's going to move around quite a bit. I've also heard that this is airtight, but even if it does dry out, like other watercolors, all you have to do is add water. I also wanted to mention that this ice cube tray that I found on Amazon, it actually comes in a set of 4. And so I'm going to save them, you know, in case I want to use them for the other sets of Hydrus watercolors, just in case. Okay, so there are my watercolors. They're actually quite filled. I suspect I will wish later that I had only put in maybe just 1 dropper full because it's a very concentrated color. I'm going to move these up here to get them out of the way so I don't knock them over. And I'm just going to make myself a really simple chart. Okay, so there we have that. I'm going to bring these watercolors in. Okay, so I did not actually paint on the titanium white because I knew it wouldn't show up on the paper anyway. So I just filled in that spot with the name so I knew that what the color was. Then took that watercolor piece and just trimmed it down so that it was the right size to fit on the lid of this ice cube tray. And then I put some adhesive on the back and then went ahead and adhered that down onto this tray. So I've actually really enjoyed having these liquid watercolors in the ice cube tray. I think I prefer to have them in the ice cube tray for when I want to be mixing a lot of colors back and forth. It's been really convenient. In fact, I'm going to be showing you some brush lettering while I'm using the ice cube tray palette here. And I really like that I can switch between colors really easily. I don't have to have them all set up on a palette where they could spread out and kind of mix accidentally with each other. So I like that they're all contained within their own separate wells, and it keeps everything really nice. I did have a little bit of trouble with that yellow color later on because I was mixing the yellow into the green quite a bit. But I did notice that even though the top, like very top of that liquid well and the yellow had a little bit of a greenish tinge to it on top. As long as I mixed the color before I started working, there you couldn't tell at all. This pigment is so concentrated that if it gets a little tiny bit of another color in it mixed in, it's hardly noticeable. And I just think back to some watercolor artists that I've seen when they show their palettes. The colors are all mixed and they're messy, and some people might really hate that. And it's totally up to you if you want to keep your palette like that or not. But I've heard them say that that's when it looks like a seasoned palette, and the colors you get are a little bit unpredictable. You can still get the colors you want, but they're slightly more seasoned and a little bit more unpredictable. And I actually like the look of that because the pure color without it being mixed with any other pigments can be really strong. So if you want something that's a little bit more evened out, or a little bit more, I'm struggling for the right word. I almost want to say sophisticated, but that's not the right word. If you want something a little bit more toned, I guess would be the right word, you need to have those colors mixed. So that's my experience with keeping your palettes clean. But as far as doing this brush lettering, I really loved having it in the ice cube tray. So this video was actually filmed last week, and I've had a chance to try it out without using an ice cube tray. And I actually really liked that as well. I really had a lot of fun just, using the eyedroppers from the bottles and just putting one little tiny droplet down onto a palette, and putting maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then I can really mix them together on the palette. I've enjoyed that as well. The thing that's really interesting about starting out with the watercolor being liquid instead of having it be more of a gel consistency coming out of a tube, or even in a pan where you have to add the water right away and rehydrate those colors. I find that they're much more easier to mix together. Everything seems a little bit more smooth. The colors, I don't know, it's just a little bit of a different experience. You can get very similar results, or the exact same results, with traditional watercolors, where it's dry and you use a little bit of water to hydrate them. But I find that when I'm doing brush lettering, it's a lot easier to just go straight in with these liquid watercolors. It's almost like just working with a regular ink, which is really, really nice if that's what you're used to. So I've really enjoyed being able to just dip into these and have them already hydrated and a perfect consistency for working with. It's been really, really nice. Since I bought this first set, I've actually bought another set, and I've been playing with that a little bit, and I'll show you some photos here at the end of this video. I've been really enjoying them. I've also tried a little bit of traditional watercoloring. I've done some gradients and, just some washes, and I really love the vibrancy that these colors have when you do that. I think they're really, really fun. Would I recommend these to everyone? I think everyone could definitely use them. I don't think there's anything particularly hard about working with these liquid watercolors. I don't know that everyone really needs to have them, especially if you already have a watercolor palette that you like. I think if you're getting into brush lettering and you'd like to have lots of different colors for your brush lettering, these liquid watercolors might be a good investment. Of the colors in this first set, I tend to really use, quinacridone magenta, brilliant cad red, Hansa yellow light, phthalo green, and phthalo blue quite a bit more than any other color. So here's the second set that I bought, and this one has more browns in it, and it doesn't have a real purple in it, but I still love using it. Here's a quote written out with cobalt blue, and like I mentioned before, I've actually done some watercolor washes with it too. I did that brown sepia up there at the top, and then this Payne's gray, which is actually like a navy color. It's really, really pretty. I did a wash of the Payne's gray, let that dry, and then I used some silver watercolor pigment to go over the top of the quote. So I'm really loving this ice cube tray so far. I haven't used any of these watercolors for painting images in quite yet. That's next on my to-do list. I would recommend them if you've been interested in picking these up. They're a lot of fun to work with, especially if you're into brush lettering. You can even put these in regular calligraphy nibs if you'd like. So that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday.